Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. Today I'm channeling a message to you from the elementals. So please take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine, creating a clear and open channel. And as you exhale, allow yourself to come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it for you today. We have group number 1 on the left with Befriend Your Ego. Group number 2 in the center with Fully Integrated. And group number 3 on the right with Holding Space. As always, the timestamps to your readings are listed below in the description box. You'll also be able to find there links to my spiritual store where you can find one-on-ones with me. You'll also be able to find the link to my meditation retreat if you'd like. It's a wonderful way for you to take 21 days of guided meditation with me. You also have access to them forever, so it kind of takes the guesswork out of your daily meditation practice forever. I also have exclusive content channels here on YouTube, on Patreon, as well as on TikTok. So, if you're interested in any of those things, you can find them in the description box. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you over at your reading. Namaste. Hi there, Group 1. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. I'm channeling a message to you from the elementals, and you selected the first group with the Befriend Your Ego card. The first energy I'm picking up on is that this energy, this collective, the spirit that's coming through for you, first of all, has been actually trying to get a hold of you for a while. You've been feeling their energy, picking up on their energy, but the face-to-face conversation, if you will, hasn't quite occurred yet. Not recently, anyway. They want you to know that they're thankful for you for advocating for them. There seems to be a little bit of an energy where you might state an uncommon stance that you have, but it's advocating for this being. It's advocating for something that you are close with every day. This is something that you see as a good thing, something that you love unconditionally, and something that you are open to in some way that others are not commonly. This energy, this elemental, would also like to extend the same back to you. They are aware that you are also, in a sense, misunderstood in a similar way to them. There's also a little bit of a pattern that's occurring here with you and this being that are similar. Not the same, but there are similarities here. They would like to let you know that your emotions are valid. And they also want to let you know that when you connect with your emotions, you are connecting with them or you have a pathway to connecting with them. Alternatively, connecting with them can help you get in touch with or process your emotions as well. With this being the case, they also want to let you know that I'm hearing vowels are important. Okay, like A, E, I, O, U, maybe for mantras, maybe for chanting, maybe some of you like to sing and you do vocal exercises, with the different shapes of the way the sound comes through your vocal cords and your mouth shape and your soft palate and all that stuff. That'll only be for a few of you, of course. But this energy here wants you to know that they know that you are their friend. Not that you don't make it known, of course you do, but they want to communicate with you blatantly, plainly and obviously, that they consider you a friend. They know that you're their friend. And this is why you get treated a little bit specially. You get treated a little bit differently. We're going to get into the tarot and see what message this elemental has for you today. Now, of course, this can be a being. This can be a collective. I was going to see which elemental beings are coming through for you today, but I would rather keep this in a more personal sense, or I was called to do that. So where my personal preference would have been to grab a different deck and see, okay, so which one is it? I actually felt intuitively called to send the message in this way because each and every one of you will have a different connection that this resonates with. So, messages from this elemental. Okay, the first thing out here is you are not alone and you know it. But there's also a little bit of this crossroads energy coming through here. Now, this elemental this energy being in your vicinity, first of all, it's very positive. It's giving like a giggly kind of energy a little bit. Maybe it's you when you're around this energy. Maybe it's the energy of this being itself. But ultimately, there's a little bit of I'm hearing controversy about your proximity to this energy. Maybe you like to go hang out with the trees in your local forest. Maybe you like to go for a dip in the lake around you. It's kind of giving something that is more or less in your proximity. Maybe energetically, maybe physically, maybe geographically. Now, there's something here where they're saying they want to be kept together with you. They want to be kept close to you. But there's something here that seems to be stacking against your favor. Not that it's not possible, but they want to remind you that you're not alone, and they feel as though you haven't really reached the apex of your connection with this being yet. There seems to be something that seems to stop you. It's an external factor. Whenever you are about to reach that full apex, that bliss of this energy, of this connection with this being. So it can be that, say you want to connect with nature. These are examples, of course. Say you want to connect with nature and you want to go backpacking or camping for a few nights, but you can only take a weekend off. But say you can take 2 days or 3 days. It might take 4 days or 5 days for that connection to really become super fulfilling for you. It might take 4 or 5 days for you to really crack open in that sense, to really connect. It might be something that is weather oriented. Perhaps you absolutely love a particular tree that you know of, but maybe it only blossoms, it only flowers a few weeks of the year. You will understand what this is. It might also be something that only comes through during certain portals or during certain times of the year when the veil is thinner, certain times at night or in the day. Something along these lines. There's some sort of contingency to this. That the contingency is fair, but there's an external factor that is not fair, and that in connection with the contingency is what this being wants to connect with you about today. They want to remind you that you are not alone, and you can ask them for assistance. I'm hearing in liquefying assets. That's an interesting thing to come through. But you can ask for their assistance. They want to let you know, of course, that you're not alone, but also that you can actually manifest or take charge of the situation in a way that you have considered doing, or in a way that you have been doing, but in a way that includes this being or this collective, this energy, by asking them to be involved, by asking them to show themselves, by asking them to guide you, or by placing yourself in even closer proximity to them. They want to let you know that this is a hint that will help you out a lot. Now, there seems to be both a conflict and an opportunity here pertaining to the fact that you have to deal with something here alone. And this being knows this. They also know that you are not the first one. You are not the first one in your ancestry. Like, I'm being shown several generations of your family or of your community that connect with this elemental being in some way. And they want to let you know that they feel the closest with you, but they wish they had as much one-on-one time with you as they have with some others. There seems to be a little bit of a hierarchical energy that they wish to draw your awareness to that exists in their realm of experience. It might be that some trees are older and others are younger. It might be the circle of life. Certain say that this is a different collective, that there are individuals in a hierarchy or something like this. This could be in a lake, there's a food chain or something like this. Now, they also want to remind you as well that this structure, whatever it is that you're aware of, if you take an example or a sample of this, you will be able to use it as a pattern and lay it as a parallel over your own life in order to answer some of the questions that you have. They want to remind you that all things equate to one another from a geometrical standpoint. But there is such nuance between the different micros that we forget that the macros can all the way zoom out to one and the same. This elemental wants you to see things from their eyes, to understand your situation better, just as you do for them. They understand where you're coming from, and they would love for you to connect with them even more deeply. I'm also hearing maybe even professionally for some of you. This being is always there. This is a being that, whether or not you know it or have considered this, is actually on your spirit team, or would like for you to consider them one of your spirit guides. The spirit wants to help you invite flow, invite play, invite rest, and invite discipline in your life, all by connecting only with them and receiving their guidance. They want you to feel free. They want you to add them into your daily routine in whatever ways are accessible to you. And they want you to not worry about, I'm hearing, having the rug pulled out from underneath you, because that wouldn't be a fair assessment of who you are or what you do. And this is a universal law. Therefore, they want you to befriend your ego, to stand in your power, and to get closer to them. You advocate for this elemental being. If this is a collective of some kind, or it's an environment, or it's a realm of some kind, you advocate for beings within this realm, or within this ecosystem, or within this collective. And they want you to know that they feel your love. And you might be surprised the intentional responses you can receive if you send out an intentional message. There's something here about electric currents, about frequencies, wavelengths, energies. But I'm getting electric currents that are coming through. Almost like echolocation, or similar, I'm hearing synapses. They want you to know that they wish to be a permanent fixture in your life, just as you in some way imagine them to be. They want you to know that you have a lot of different options pertaining to how this could occur. But in their eyes, they wish to be home for you energetically, or maybe even literally for some of you. They want you to know there's no place like home. And also, I'm hearing, unlike many others who knowingly or unknowingly disrespect this being, they will always protect you and guide you, because you know how to listen to it, you know how to love it, you know how to respect it, you know how to advocate for it. So much so that you are even a little shy in connecting to it. I'm being shown somebody crouching down and putting their hand out to allow an animal, if they so choose, to come up to them and maybe sniff their fingers and then initiate contact. You lower yourself, put your hand out, let the animal come to you. Versus an animal that you're familiar with, that you're friendly with, where when the animal is there, you can simply reach out your hand and decide to pet it, where you initiate the contact. I'm being shown that you interact with this elemental using the former, and that they wish to connect with you with the latter format, because they want you to know, Group 1, we are so much more familiar than that by now. How could you possibly forget? They're saying that what you have together, it's very special. And not to be afraid to take a leap of faith in their direction, even if it means uncertainty. You can do multiple things at once. And as you may have noticed, the more that you encourage them or invoke them into your life, the easier, more effortless, and more abundant your life seems to be. That is not a mistake. It is assistance from this creature, this elemental, this being, this collective that loves you very much. They're saying, dare they say, as much, if not more, than you love them. And that, they're saying, should tell you exactly who they are by now. Group number 1, that is your channeled message from the elementals. I hope this helped shed love, light, and clarity for you. If you'd like a one-on-one with me, you can book one on my Etsy store at Spiritualistik, and I have the link for that in the description box below. If you'd like to meditate with me, you can find that as the first link in the description box. I have more channeled messages on my YouTube Inner Circle, my membership channel here on YouTube, and I have more pick a card readings that are similar, but they're less channeled messages and a little bit more tactile energies, if you will, on my Patreon as well. Patreon is where you're going to find things like my book club that's donation based. You can join if you feel like you'd like to. You'll also be able to find there my meditation retreat. I post every Thursday there, every Wednesday here on YouTube, and I post pretty regularly collectives on TikTok, and I also have a subscription page over there if you'd like. Sometimes I go live over there and we do little minis and stuff like that too. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can connect with me, of course, here, TikTok, Instagram, Patreon, whatever floats your boat. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful, magical realm. I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, Group 2. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today I'm channeling a message to you from the elementals, and you selected the second group with the fully integrated card. Group number 2, you are about to embark on a new journey. There seems to be an elemental that's holding your hand through this journey, and I'm also getting that this is in some way not a common elemental, or this is one that is overlooked, or this is something that's very specific. It's kind of giving the energy of the spirit of a mineral, or the spirit of a particular type of bird, like a group spirit. And so it's giving an uncommon type of elemental, so this can be the spirit of a particular lake, a particular mineral. It can be the spirit of a particular mushroom or something like this is what I'm getting. Oh, you can also be connecting with mycelium is coming through. So with this energy, though, the message that wants to come through here is that you have reached a place where you have completed your entire soul's cycle more than one time during your lifetime. And this is very rare, but it has to do with your level of consciousness when you began this life. Now, this elemental is happy to connect with you because it will help to solidify and create flexibility between your full spiritual consciousness and where your consciousness lands in your body consciousness. So it will be a little bit less of a drastic ping pong energy or hot cold energy or your highest of highs and the lowest of lows kind of energy. So when you think about like the tippy top of your consciousness, for example, the highest vibrational, most expansive, most conscious and awake version of your experience. And then also when you are fully grounded, when you're fully in your body and you're walking through and you're fully lifing. So they're going to help you to bridge the gap. I'm getting to bring them together, make them homogeneous, and then raise the vibration of the whole thing to a place that is sustainable for you, is what I'm getting here for you. So this is going to be a beautiful energy. This is an integration of energies that they're assisting you through. And they want to let you know that they're happy to assist you and they've been around you for a long time, trying to help you realize and understand the way that you deserve to be treated. You have no more lessons or journeys or evolutions to experience and to embrace. You understand that the frequency of this place can match yours. It does match yours. However, the frequency of all of the beings of this place, as you are aware, there is not a hierarchy of living beings on this planet in any realm that might lay on top of one another or coexist. If, however, there was a hierarchy of minerals or energies or forms of life, this elemental would be at the top of the hierarchy, and would likely be one that one would not think of. It would not be on the tip of their tongue. I'm being shown again like mycelium or like an octopus. I'm being shown like the mineral of gold, something like this. So let's pull the tarot and see what message this elemental wants to share with you today. Ooh, justice. Now, there's something about this, the presence of this energy in your life, that helps to, I'm hearing, literally bring things to justice around you. There are a few things that are being shifted around so that you can come into fair, righteous abundance. I'm being shown a situation with perhaps an oppressor or someone who just doesn't have your best interest at heart, an energy that is perhaps oppressive or controlling or greedy or something like this. I'm being shown like the 7 deadly sins. And there's something here about a shift or a change, maybe a buyout or a merger or something that is coming through that is going to help release some sort of losing battle that you have been fighting that is unjust to you, and not only to you, but to many around you. You're also going to notice here, this elemental is, you'll find that it is a common guide in general for people, but it needs to be activated. For example, say that this is something like a mineral. You might see a lot of people wearing this mineral, but you might not feel the consciousness of this mineral with all of these people. Where it is awake and where it is asleep is intentional, and you will find it. Just as you can direct your focus or your attention or your consciousness into different lifetimes, different energies, different projects, this elemental does the same. So you will find that there's going to be a lot of focus, a lot of activation, a lot of attention from this being onto you. And you will find that if you connect with this being, it will give you a pep in your step. And it will also act as a, I'm hearing, tangible spirit guide for some of you. So it might be that you have a tattoo of this elemental. It might be that you can physically touch or get into contact with this or a symbol of this, okay? Or learn about it. Some of you have a book that can help you connect with the energy of what this is. As I shared with group 1, I was called not to pull different cards to see which elemental it was because it will be different for everybody. And I wanted to give a more authentic and personalized reading instead of just saying, okay, it's this one. Because the message that is general can come through many different things and you'll have your own messages in there. So it's a better way for it to be more personalized for you. So I wanted to share that. Let's see, this elemental being wants you to continue to move forward with some of the inspiration that you've received and connect with them while you do it. There's something about increasing value, increasing property value, increasing something like this. It's like the if there's mycelium in the soil is more fertile. It's a sign that the soil is doing amazing. If someone is like, gold is a sign of abundance. If something is drenched in gold, it raises its value, or it can. Like, it's kind of giving an energy like this. Okay. And so they want you to connect with them while you move a project or something you've been inspired to do moving forward, whether it's going to a class, whether it is studying a particular topic, whether it's starting a project or a business or a hobby or something like this, learning and being shown like Taekwondo for some reason. Now, this is a spiritual guide that has been around you your entire life since you were a baby. But it activates more and more over time, and others can see it activate on you. It's also something that reminds you to stop and smell the roses, because this is what true abundance is. Okay, I'm getting that that's enough cards. This elemental wants to share with you that you are being released from, I'm getting a captor. It's such an interesting energy to come through. You're being released from a captor. And this guide will come through to take you under their wing, take you under their wing, and assist you in coming back to center, finding your peace, and evolving. It seems as though you have been putting, I'm hearing, the fruits of your efforts into somebody else's basket. It seems as though you have been receiving divine inspiration, and then someone looks over your shoulder. It's kind of giving when you answer a question in class and then the teacher's like, oh, that's not it. But then the favorite raises their hand and they just repeat what you said and they're like, oh, that was so great. Or when you're with a group of people and you tell a joke and no one laughs, but a different person tells the joke and then everyone laughs. It's kind of giving this a little bit. The activation of this energy within you, alongside you, and also within you, is something that this elemental wants to tell you. It's been saved. I'm getting saving the best for last. You will find who they are because I'm getting that their energy will be shining around you, physically or energetically, while you are receiving this reading, and a little bit of time afterwards. They would like for you to connect with them daily, maybe in intention or spiritually or physically, because it will assist your moving in the right direction. Not that you haven't been moving in the right direction, but it will help you to be seen and valued and appreciated as you're moving in the right direction. I'm being shown once more the hierarchy versus lack of hierarchy duality that was mentioned in the beginning of this reading. There's a perspective they would like to share with you here. If Earth is an ecosystem and there's the higher vibrational Gaia, higher self of Earth energy, and there's no hierarchy with any insect or any child or any plant or any creature. However, the higher self of Gaia sees all, is evolved. The newborn fly will not understand or navigate existence the same way that the higher self of Gaia will. A wise old oak tree versus a newborn lizard. They will have different experiences. All are equal. All are deserving of equality. All are equal. However, this means that there is, I'm being shown Russian dolls. There's a small one within a big one, within a bigger one, within a bigger one, within a bigger one. The baby lizard being the smallest one, and the higher self, the collective consciousness of all of Gaia, or of Gaia herself as a being, the highest one. And so here they would like to go back to the first message here of the fully integrated card, reminding you that as you navigate this world, you might find that you are different from those around you, and that this triggers certain wounds or egos to challenge you to behave differently towards you, or just behave in their own regular way towards you, but you don't understand because you are not like them. This does not negate the inherent equality of all, but with you connecting with this elemental, it will balance out the scales a little bit more. Between things going through the wash, between human error, human action, between experience and different perspectives. Connect with this energy daily, if you can. This elemental being wants to tell you that you can fall back onto them. Trust fall. Not only will they catch you, but it's also a wise investment for yourself and others in the future. Group number 2, that is your message from an elemental being. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity for you. As always, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. I love you and I'm grateful for you. If you'd like a one-on-one with me, they are available on my Etsy store at Spiritualistik. I have a whole spiritual store there, so you'll be able to find my homemade tarot and oracle decks, crystals that I wrap, candles, everything that I make. I've made some journals to help you with your journey. I have written some books, astrology, tarot, so on and so forth, a guided self-exploration journal. If you'd like to meditate with me, I have a 21-day virtual guided meditation retreat. It's the first link in the description box below. That's a great way to take the guesswork out of your daily meditations or to hold yourself accountable and make sure you're doing it. You have access to it forever. So it's a 21-day guided meditation journey with me, handcrafted, very intentional, of course. But like you have access to it forever, you are able to then utilize it and skip around in the ways that serve you on your journey. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful magical realm. Of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those beautiful, wonderful things. If you're interested in my Patreon, my book club, you can find that in the description box as well. Follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. I'm posting pretty much everywhere, so you'll be able to find me if you just search Spiritualistik. Anyway, I love you and I'm grateful for you. And you can pick another pile or another reading that resonates with you, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. Hi there, Group 3. Namaste and welcome to your reading. Today I'm channeling a message to you from elementals, and you selected the third group with the holding space card. Group 3, the first thing that I'm getting here is that this is an energy that is in some way like magical or metaphysical, mystical. Now, of course, this is a metaphysical genre of reading, but I'm getting that this is something maybe along the lines of when we think of elementals, there are things that come into minds like water or trees or air spirits. This is kind of giving like fae or gnomes or sylphs or like merfolk. Like this is really giving magical kind of vibes here. Now, I'm also getting like crystalline energies too, like I'm getting unicorns and dragons and really like mystical things. The first energy that wants to come through here is that you're never too old to connect. I'm hearing you're never too old to connect with us. And they also want to help you really get into something that you used to love. I'm getting that you don't have as much space for it, maybe in time, maybe in physical space in your life, maybe in resources, or maybe in energy. I'm getting you don't have enough space to, I'm hearing, spread out or fully enjoy something that you love to do. You've had a few moments of really strongly connecting to these beings over different periods of time. I'm getting that this is something where it's very strong and then it kind of goes away for a little bit and then you reconnect. It might be something that follows you around when you travel. You might feel drawn to certain places that have strong beliefs in these kind of elemental beings. It can also be the case where you find that you connect really strongly with this energy sometimes, and then other times it's on the back burner or you totally forget that it exists. Now, I'm also being shown that this can be something that shows up for you as a sign intermittently. This might even be something you haven't fully dived into all the way yet. So this can be, say that when I say fae, you're like, oh, that rings a bell. I've seen a lot of signs about the fae. They keep saying hi to me, but maybe you've never chosen to go fully down that rabbit hole. Maybe this is something like the Green Man, and you're like, oh yeah, I keep seeing the Green Man everywhere intermittently, but I haven't really read that book yet. I haven't really flipped through the chapters. I haven't really taken too much time to really forge that one-on-one relationship. I'm also being shown an emerald. I actually have a raw emerald on my desk here. This is what a raw emerald looks like, for those of you who are curious. I do wrap these and sell them on my store if you're interested. Of course, these are hard to come by. When I have a collection of them, then I wrap them and I share them with you all. But this is besides the point. Well, I am really getting like fae, Green Man, maybe unicorns, elves. It's kind of giving maybe Celtic, maybe Nordic, maybe Icelandic. And of course, that does not need to be the case at all. It's just like the energy that I'm picking up on. It's a little bit a little bit of this is the way that I'm able to translate it energetically. And this is, of course, a general reading, so we'll leave that there. So, being that I wanted to keep this as resonating for everybody the way that it will for your specific, very special, unique spiritual journey, I'm not pulling cards or oracles to see who specifically is this in the elemental realm, because for you, you're going to receive the message and you're going to understand the energy that this is from, instead of me telling you you're receiving a message from blank, okay? Because there are plenty of those readings out there. I've done plenty of them before too. This is meant to be special and just for you. And I'm hearing you leave a door open, so this can be a hint for who that is too. With the King of Wands energy here and the Magician, this is definitely, now the magical energy is making more sense. The first message that wants to come through is that they want to help you manifest some things in your life. They also want to help you with more, I'm hearing, rituals. So it can be like a ritual, meaning you wake up, you oil pull, brush your teeth, scrape your tongue, hop in the shower, so on and so forth. But it can also be rituals, like you want to invoke abundance or connect with candles, do some candle magic or something like this. I'm really being shown a little bit of a practitioner energy here. It can be the first of the month, which we recently passed when this reading is going up last week. It can be something along the lines of the beginning of the month or the new moon or starts of new cycles, where you open the door, you clean your whole door, you salt it, you put cinnamon through it. Maybe you do a blessing on your home or something like this. There's something here that's shaking up about your practice, but it's not changing too much. It just seems as though maybe you are utilizing more tools or resources, or you're calling in more help. There's something here about you have a lot of tools, you have a lot of resources around you. Maybe you haven't been using your crystals lately and you have just buckets of beautiful, wonderful, magical crystals that you know how to use and connect with very strongly. But you just haven't been lately. Maybe you have shelves and shelves of tarot cards and you go to the same 2 or 3 and you have 50 that are just sitting there waiting to be loved. You're kind of being encouraged to, I'm hearing, open up that grimoire, for lack of a better term. So I think this reading is heading in a pretty self-explanatory direction, but we'll see what this elemental wants to share with you. Holding space. Holding space for the results of the work that you've done. Holding space for the results. I'm being shown tea leaf reading. I'm being shown coffee ground reading. I'm being shown water scrying. Okay. You have so many spiritual gifts, and it's time to shake it up a little bit. Okay, you have so many spiritual gifts, and none of them are new for you at all. You are a master of several different crafts in this sense. I'm being shown like a fall winter kind of vibe. Maybe your birthday's around then. Maybe this is the energy that you connect with them through. Maybe that is like when the veil is the thinnest, so you connect with them, right? It's giving like Samhain or like Halloween kind of vibes a little bit, or maybe winter, like solstice kind of energy. Now there's this cool happiness, like cold, fulfillment, emotional bliss kind of vibe that you're being encouraged to try to bring into the hot season, which is interesting enough. It's like a cold, dry bliss that you're being encouraged to bring into the hot, humid vibe. And you'll also notice, just as a total coincidence, definitely not astrologically mapped at all, there's a lot of like Christmas in July or Halloween in the summer like vibes this year. A lot of that being woven together this year specifically when this reading goes up, which is 2025. Of course, this is a timeless reading. But I'm hearing to tell you there's a reason for this, and a lot of this is a sign for you. You've been seeing this actually before for you. This is the universe trying to share something with you. Now, this elemental specifically knows that you listen when they speak, but they speak with you mainly with like signs, synchronicities, or just showing up. It seems as though, say that this is the face of the Green Man, okay? It will show up in certain times and places, and his face itself will be the message for you. That perhaps you have not yet dived into that rabbit hole. However, if you welcome the Green Man into your practice, then you're going to find that he's able to help you manifest certain things, have new perspectives. Maybe you'll be able to find in your research some really interesting new things. I'm hearing working with bay leaves might be significant for some of you. I'm also getting to tell you, don't take the practice out of your magic, like the action, the practice. When you manifest something, you can absolutely take physical action. You want to start a business, right? So you want to align yourself with the version of you that is that business owner, and the version of you that has that successful abundance and knows how to deal with that abundance and grow it and keep it and all those beautiful, wonderful things. And you also want to take action towards setting it up. But the practice aspect, maybe not on the yoga mat, but maybe with the candles. The practice aspect, maybe with the coffee grounds or the tea leaves. The practice aspect, maybe with the salt circles, maybe with the herbs. So this is something that's coming through for you. And they're making a joke, maybe not, but they're saying, and don't put anybody in the freezer. Okay? Or take them out of the freezer. Okay? That's between you and God. That's between you and them, okay? I'm not getting involved in that. Anyway, or source, light, universe, whatever resonates with you, right? So, this elemental being wants you to know that there's a whole part of you that you have not connected with in a while, because you know that when you do, it is very strong. They're saying, just think about the last time that you were guided to practice in this sense. Just think about the last time that you utilized some of your physical tools, or you intuitively put together a batch of something in order to ground and replicate, in order to ground a vibration that you wanted to anchor. Now, the result of that might be more ethereal. It might be some petals and herbs in water with a blessing in it, as opposed to a physical, tactile thing you can hold in your hands. Because you're anchoring that energy, and it can be mapped in different ways. And that can carry out and bleed into the rest of your life in a positive way. So they're saying, don't forget the last time you did this. It was quite effective. Something about 12 to 24 hours. I'm also being shown something in phases, like intermittent fasting or polyphasic, like sleep schedules, where you kind of have a shift on and a shift off. So I'm being shown something like this, but over the larger course of time. And this is also a similar pattern, although zoomed out, that this elemental being works with you with. Now, they do want you to be aware of the fact that you are moving forward, and you have been for a long time. But something is anchoring for you right now. But because you are so close to it, you might not be having faith that this is for you. Things are shaking up, but this is bringing the subconscious to light. This is what you manifested. This is what was intended to occur. However, the version of you that thinks that you need to change your mind, or the version of you that thinks that you're not ready yet, or that something needs to wait, or that something exists further in the future, is the version of you that you are learning to release. There is true reciprocity here. But until, pun intended, I suppose, all your cards are showing, the truth of the resonance of a matter will not fully develop. And this is where you're being encouraged to open up first. Now, there's something about a deep, intimate connection. And here's a reminder that intimacy can be romantic, it can be platonic, it can be emotional, it can be spiritual, but there's something about a deep, intimate connection that this elemental being resonates with a lot. And there's actually some sort of a story or a history or a vibe that they would like to enlighten you about. Maybe you've skimmed a story about them before, or maybe you could feel the vibe, but you didn't dive into it, you didn't know what it was. There's something here beneath the surface that is ready to reach. It is ready to show you that you are not where you thought you were in life. You are much further ahead. You are not doing how you think you're doing in life. You're doing much better. The answer to a lot of your prayers, questions, manifestations, rituals, they are in front of your face. And so, this elemental would like for you to challenge your own ideas pertaining to the fact that maybe what you need to do is not manifest your desired outcome or result, but rather manifest the clarity to identify and recognize when it is in front of your face. Because as you know by now, when it is specifically made for you, it will show up in the way that the universe thinks is the best for you, the co-creative aspect. I'm being shown the movie Practical Magic. You will recognize what is for you when you acknowledge that it is time for you to look for what it is you've asked for. But if you forget what it is that you've asked for, or if you think that the timing is not yet, that it arrives, you might not recognize it when it's in front of your face. This elemental being wants to let you know that there's so much magic, and not to be afraid to ask for more, for bigger, for better, for sparklier, for more fun, more magic. They want you to play. They want you to sparkle. They want you to shine. They want you to get more jars and knickknacks and tchotchkes. And they also want you to try your best to acknowledge your own energetics. See how you are fertile. You know, the last time that you set something into motion, they're saying ritualistically, it showed up at your doorstep. And this is not the first time. So, do not ask for it to be the last. You have elevated, you have grown, and there's something significant about eyes that's coming through. The eyes are the sign. The eyes are the window to the soul. And so if there's a fixation around the eye, it is because it is the soul that it is being drawn to in a fertile, green, loving, genuine, high vibrational, universal sense. You are not too old, you are not too young. There is something in front of your face that you are not identifying because you have not yet received the green light that you thought you would receive. Because simply you snapped your fingers and it showed up. You thought it was fun and games, but this elemental wants to tell you that when you ask them for something, when you ask them for advice, when you bring them into an energy that you cultivate, create, deduce, vibe with, well, let's just say that they see the exact angles with which something can come through to be the most fertile. And it's not always head-on from the human perspective. Expect a gift, a surprise, an offer, and a little bit of magic. They want you to move forward, charge forward, as though this life was too precious not to cherish it, as though everything mattered so much and at the same time nothing mattered at all. They want you to live your life without worry, without stress, freely, whimsically. They also would like to say they admire your dedication to balance and to growth. And they also want to let you know that this elemental being, has their own, I'm hearing, divine counterpart. As though this is of the day and it is of the night. Like this is of the day and their counterpart is of the night. They are of the spring and their counterpart is of the fall. One is above the ground, the other beneath the water. And they want you to know that you feel drawn to their counterpart. Yet who comes forward in this reading is the opposite. You exist in the space between. You need not take a leap of faith when what you desire is in front of you. You need not ask for anything that you already have. And you need not pretend that you cannot pull anything that you desire out of thin air. We are simply encouraging you to once more dabble in having the audacity to do so. Expect a gift, expect a reward, expect a surprise, and expect a very positive feeling. I'm hearing the song Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys. Something is at stake here, and it's not what you think. Don't let go of a good thing, because when you asked for something, it simply arrived. In a different context, you wouldn't think twice. And so, see things from the opposite perspective. Not because you haven't, not because you can't, but because you were never incorrect. But something was inside out. It's giving, you wanted to give, but you ended up receiving, or you wanted to receive, but you ended up giving. It's giving, you wanted to seek, you wanted to find, but instead you were found. You wanted to be found, but instead it was you who found it. It's giving something inside out like this, but it's giving something reciprocal. You know that when you ask for yin, you are faced with yang, because it is through yang that you will find yin, so on and so forth. I'm being shown the Merkaba, and I'm also being shown the Flower of Life. And I'm hearing that Circle of Life song from The Lion King. Continue to create your life and act in a way that is authentic to you. You can really focus on consistency and inner peace, which is beautiful. But what do you do with the results of consistency? And what do you do when you have inner peace? Well, you hear things differently. You listen. You play. You laugh. Maybe you cry. You make new decisions. What do you do when you have the results of what it is that you wanted? How do you act when something you wanted for so long is now in your life? What happens to the night when it is now day? This is what you're being encouraged to explore. Charge forward less cautiously. And don't just not be afraid to use your tools. Use them audaciously. Have faith in yourself. Group number 3, that is your channeled message from an elemental. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity for you. As this was a generalized reading, if you'd like a personal, I do offer them. They're on Etsy at Spiritualistik. You'll find it in the description box below. The little link is down there. I have a whole spiritual store up there too. I've written a lot of books and made some journals, tarot and oracle decks. I do personalized light codes, Reiki, readings, channeling sessions, astrology, astro cards, all of that stuff. So you can find all of that on there, plus more. I always forget how much stuff is up there. If you want to meditate with me, that's going to be the first link in the description box below. I've made a 21-day guided meditation retreat, but it's yours forever, so it's a great way to take the guesswork out of your daily meditation practice or hold you accountable to make sure that you do a daily meditation practice. They're all between 15 and 30 minutes, and it goes through an entire journey, so no matter where you are, whether you choose to take it consecutively or just use the ones that resonate with your journey in the moment, it's a wonderful way to have some sort of guidance, a hand to hold while you process things, mind, body, spirit. You know, we grow, we evolve. So it's beginner friendly. It's also advanced friendly. So I made it with everybody in mind. So with that being said, I love you. I'm grateful for you. Don't forget to check out my membership channel here on YouTube, my exclusive page on Patreon where I have more pick a card readings. If you want to join my book club, it's donation based. You can find it on Patreon too. We are voting this week for our third book for our third meeting. I'm so excited and I've been having a blast. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been so fun. And don't forget to follow me on TikTok if you're not already over there. I have a sub page over there too. Those are collective readings for my public and my private TikTok page. And I've been posting on Instagram too, kind of finding my vibe over there. So if you want to support, those are the best ways to do so. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here. It helps me support my dreams as well. And it's a great way for other people to find the messages that are meant for them when they're ready for them too. So it gives it a little boost in the algorithm and gives me a little hug. So I love you. I'm grateful for you. Feel free to check out another pile or another reading, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.